G'day everyone, it's Colleen and Warren from NQ Explorers. Today we're back in an army camp that is probably our fourth visit into this site. We found a lot of coins and relics in this area, and it's adjacent to a spot where Colleen found that half sovereign a few years back. That was an exciting day. So we're going to have another go in here today. Just perfect weather, it's nice and cool, a bit overcast, scuddy cloud, bit of a breeze, just lovely day to be out detecting. The grass is quite low in this area where we are now. There's some lantana thicket we'll push into on the other side, a couple of gullies we can go up and do. There's lots of ground out here. There's always something to find and you'd always come home with something. So thanks for watching. We'll be back soon with our first find. So what are you going to go and check where you found that half sovereign again in case you've missed another one? Hey? You know, I reckon we've been in here a dozen times since she found that gold coin and she keeps going back to that spot. Why do you do that?
No, don't interrogate me.
No, well, anyway. Okay. Look, you never know. We all do it. If you find something good, if it's a good patch of coins or even gold, you always go back and check you didn't miss something. And I reckon we've been back half a dozen times this sovereign, eh? First thing first, we'll have a cup of tea. Good cup?
Lovely.
Yeah, that's great. Righto. We'll have a bit of a snack and a cup of tea. We have to do it at a civilised pace, and then we'll be heading down to this little bit of bush here. Back shortly. So there's not a lot of iron in here. What do you got your iron set on?
25.
So you're on 25 in all metal mode on the AT Gold. No worries. Righto, Colleen's got a 75, 76 on the AT Gold. She's got the stock 5x8 coil on there. Might put a bigger coil on later to get a bit of depth because the targets are deep in here and there's a lot of regrowth grass, so you need to punch through the grass too. It's only a shallow target. See what this is. There is some modern bottle tops in here, and that's what that is. Gale Force wind's in here today. I just want to do I'm just putting a new coil cover on my AT Pro. I wear them out fairly regularly. I do a lot of detecting, but a lot cheaper to replace a coil cover, which is around, I don't know, $24 or $25, compared to a couple of $100 for the epoxy coil, which you don't want getting damaged. So on goes the new coil cover, and we'll get into it. I just got this 303 casing. You might be able to read the head stamp. It say it's been bushfire damaged. But yeah, it's the first really military target I've got today. Okay, I've had to hide behind a gum tree here because the wind's so strong. I've just got a little bit of trench art. It's clipped silver. As you can see, there's the milled edge. I think it's a shilling the diggers have been chopped up for a bit of trench art. They've been making a ring. They've been up to some other shenanigans here. It was a very weak signal, registered an 80 on the AT Pro, but it was a very faint on the proportional audio. So I thought it was a deep threepence, but it turned out to be a very small piece of sterling silver. Definitely a clipped coin. That was the first target in this spot, so let's see if the rest of it's here. Well, apologies in advance for the wind because there's a howling gale coming off the lake here, but this is the Colleen's over there on the bit of the old track there, but this is where I just got that clipped silver next to this gum tree. I'm getting 73, 78 signals all around here, so either there's more coins here or more pieces of that coin. So we'll see what the diggers are up to here. We'll see if we can find some more treasures in this one little spot. I've had to clear quite a bit of deadfall, just as broken branches and things. So this hasn't been found, this spot. This hasn't been detected. We've got that little tiny piece of silver. Let's see what else we get out of here. We'll go along. Okay, this one's a 72, jumping to 76. Colleen's coming with the AT Gold so I can shield the camera from the wind. Just blowing about 60 knots out here. I'm hoping this is some kind of trench art factory. We've found these in the past. Colleen in these army camps found a ring factory. There's a lot of silver coins, a double florin she had up in there, two florins melded together, and shilling rings, all in the one spot. Okay, well this is out, whatever it was. I don't see anything come out. Let's have a look. Get your pro pointer. Oh, you can see it. Is that it? Okay, well that's not the... There's my first coin. Clearly that's not a coin. Righto, well that's the first target that was in here. Well, I've come away from the edge of the lake. I'm slightly protected by the trees and the wind, so you might be able to hear me now. Okay, that's a weak proportional audio signal. I've got a good 75 repeatable there. near that bit of rabbit foot. Sorry about that. Okay, well, let's hope this is a little silver. Well, it could be a button, Australian Military Forces button, a little breast pocket button or something like that. They bring up very high because they're brass, very high quality. Okay, getting closer now, and we're getting an 81, 82. Okay, as you can see, I've got about 4 inches of soil off. Nice solid 81, 82. Signal's getting a little bit louder, so this is promising. Okay, I'll just see if that's in pro pointer range yet. Okay, we're at maximum sensitivity. Getting the target around there. That was just the pro pointer come out of adjustment mode. Let's have a look. Go a bit gentle now because we don't want to damage whatever it is. Probably just a toothpaste tube, but who knows. Okay, it's in the bottom of the hole. We're getting. That's why it was such a weak signal from the top. We're so deep. I know you don't get much depth perception there in the video, but I'm down quite deep now. That's the ground level up here, and the leaves are up there above that. So, okay. Oh, here's the target, and it's a safety razor. Nice one. Right in the boys' camp. What a ripper! It's the bottom of the safety razor, and look how deep that target was. Brilliant. Hot on the back of that safety razor. Colin's got a 76 here. It's only a shallow target, so what is it? Just a modern cap or something? Yeah, okay, no worries. Well, anyway, that's where I got the razor up in about that position. I'm going to head up into this bit of scrub here, you know, because I reckon we're going to start picking up some nice targets now. We're detecting in this grey granite clay here, which doesn't look terribly mineralised to the eye, but ground balance is in the low 80s on an AT Pro. Now, what I'm showing here is a piece of quartz. It's quite barren looking quartz, it's not mineralised, as you can see, but why am I showing you this? Gold was discovered here in the late 1800s. There was a very small patch of gold found just near here, and it was mined for only a few years before it ran out. But I'm not saying I'm going to find a nugget in here, but there is a chance that you could find specimen gold or small detachments from reef gold all through this bush here. Well, this was a good target signal, as you can imagine. A bit of tomfoolery here. You can see that there's a 303 projectile has been jammed down inside a spent casing. I don't know what they're up to there. Well, this is a lovely high tone 80 right from the surface, about 4 inches down. I've got the targets out in the mullock heap. I just said to Colleen, if this is not a coin, I'll be very surprised, so prepare to be very surprised. Let's have a look. I didn't see anything come out of the hole. Okay, I'm very surprised. It's a piece of brass tubing. Well, I've got the pro pointer in the hole to give you some idea of the scale of this dig under this root. Shows you this regrowth, which is quite a large tree, has happened since 1945. The length of the pro pointer, possibly another 4 inches with the leaf litter. Whisper of a signal, 76, and under the root, this is where I just disturbed it. I've got a coin. I think it's a halfpenny. Yeah, oh, look, it's an old Commonwealth halfpenny ripper. 1/2 penny. Look at the patina under there. Okay, you might be able to see a date there actually. I can't quite make it out. The light's a bit dappled. Nice one. Well, there she is, Commonwealth halfpenny, 1929, King George V. Bit of a bush clean going on there, but that's a pretty good condition, that coin, underneath all that grime. That'll clean up nicely. I only ever clean them with warm soapy water and a soft toothbrush. I don't actually do any chemical cleaning with any of the coins I find, but that was a deep dig, difficult under a root. Proportional audio did identify it as a 76 from the top, but it was always going to be a deep target because of the softness of the signal. Okay, as you can hear there, I've got a rip roaring high tone 80. I've taken off about 3 inches of leaf litter and topsoil. It's not going to be very far down there. We'll just demonstrate that with the Pro Pointer. And right on the target there. Could be a webbing buckle, but 80 is a very high tone, as you'd appreciate. See what we get here. So we just lift it out with this bit of soil. Don't see anything come out. Okay, what have we done here? Okay, it's still on the ground there. Righto. Keep going. I just want to be take an inch off at a time and just take it steady. So make sure we don't damage anything that might be worthwhile. Right, that's definitely out this time. We'll just check that with the detector. I'm struggling with the lantana here a bit, so it's a bit slow. Okay, it's in the malachite there. Whatever it was, I didn't see that come out. Up in here somewhere. Is this it here? Looks to be a coin. It's a penny. Beauty. Well, it's the clay's really stuck to that one. I'll give that a clean and we'll get a date off it. Well, that was a deep hole. All these targets in this side are deep. Well, there's that coin that came in that very deep hole. Once again, it's a King George V coin, which is unusual. I find a lot of King George V coins here. 1924. Quite good condition. It's very grimy, as you can see, but I'll clean that up when I get home. Nice. There's my next target. It's a 1940s drum bung. Probably a ream. A little bit of damage there, but yeah, definitely dates from World War II. Well, Colin's just got this. It's definitely not World War II. It's St George Building Society. May have had keys on it because it's got a number. And it says, if found, please drop in any mailbox. Look at the tick crawling on my hand there. That's why I wear that bushman's repellent. Obviously it's not working there. Anyway, this says, yeah, if found, please drop in a PO box to send back to Victoria. So maybe there were some keys attached to that, I'm not sure. St George Building Society, or St George Bank actually, I think they are now. Let's have a look at this fella. See if I can focus on him there. There he is. Colin's on a 75 to 80 dig here. It was quite a weak signal. Maybe a deep target or a small one. We'll see. Oh, she's out. No? Where's it gone? After lunch, we're about to have a cup of tea and some lunch back at the Land Rover. I'm going to put the bigger coil on this detector for Colleen because there's so much grass and deep targets. I mean, that coil goes down deep, but in this fairly neutral ground, but really need to have a big coil to cover the grass. Like leaf litter and grass can be 3 to 4 inches deep, so that's you do lose that depth as you're swinging, obviously. Still got a 75-80. We're getting close to it now. Still on the ground. Might be a little. I hope it's a little silver because it's not easy to see. Well, it's not evident. You got it. You got it now.
I haven't.
Try the Pro Pointer. Is that lead, is it? That's why we couldn't spot it. It's the same colour as the soil. Yeah, it looks like lead. Oh, never mind. That was a high tone for lead, wasn't it? Tea's made for lunchtime. Righto, Colin's just broken out the contents of a pouch, and she's got some nice finds here. She got a head off a safety razor, some very old spectacle frames. I'd say they're World War II. Look very old style anyway, and a beautiful Commonwealth Military Forces breast pocket button. That'll clean up beautifully. It's encrusted with dirt at the moment, but there'll be the Australia on there with Australian Military Forces. Nice finds. This target was a deep 82, quite soft originally. I just checked it with the detector core and it's out of the hole. Got to find it with a pro pointer now. It's in here somewhere. Definitely not in the hole. It's an elusive little thing, whatever it is. Let's just check this with the coil again, eh? That's all we get. So I'm getting an 81, 82 in the middle there. Okay, I think I'm sorted this time. Got a good... Okay, the signal's definitely in this area. Got it in my hand. 81, 82 could be a pretty good find. Unless it's just this big chunk of... big chunk of lead. And that's what it is. What are you working on here? What was this signal?
No, I'm just getting tarp loops.
Oh, well, that's good. What's that? Another one?
Another one.
Little tarp loop. This is all good, or a poncho loop or something. Oh, you're definitely in a spot where there's quite a bit of activity, because we've got a couple of pennies in this small area which has been burnt at some time in the past. Here's Colleen on another dig. What do you got here? A handle of an Eaton iron.
Yeah, jumping around a bit. It's between 69 and 70 something.
Did you see a bit of a spoon exposed or something? Oh, nice. Oh, ripper. It's, gee, look at that old World War II spoon. Oh, fork. Well, those old forks. Be Albright nickel silver, they usually are, electroplate. Well, Colin's just hit the jackpot after the forks. She's just got a identity disc. I don't know, we do get some blanks up in here where the diggers have been making them. Is it a blank or is it punched?
It might be blank.
Yeah. Okay, well it's stainless. That's that would have been a good signal.
Yeah.
Identity disc from World War II. We'll clean it up and see if there's anything punched on it. It doesn't look like, maybe it could be a blank. We do find a lot of, yeah, there it is. It's a blank ID disc from World War II. We do find quite a few of these. They obviously have little factories that they've been punching discs. Well, this was a really shallow 80 signal. The reason it was shallow is a little bit of disturbed earth mound here from some reasonably modern roadworks, I guess. We're not too far from the road here. We've just left the car, and I've got a coin, and I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a Commonwealth penny. Yes, it appears to be a Commonwealth penny. Nice. Well, I'll give it a clean, and I'll get a date. Gee, we get a lot of Commonwealth pennies in this site. Well, I guess that's not so unusual. Early in World War II, the Commonwealth pennies were still in use, of course, because it wasn't until 1938 that the kangaroos started to be issued. Further up the Cape, I found a lot of 43 kangaroos, because that camp was a later camp, a 44 camp. So this camp here started 41, 42, so not unusual to get so many old Commonwealth coins. Well, there's that penny in the hole it came out of. It's a beautiful 1932 Commonwealth penny. Beautiful patina under there. Great definition on that coin. Look, it could have been 10 years old when it was dropped. There's King George V on the other side. So, nice one.